everyone, this is Lois Ramirez talking about my community. However, I recently just moved out of my community of Thornton, which I have lived here for over 15 years, and I've moved out south to Aurora, Centennial area. But for this project, I will talk about the community that I'm familiar with, which is Thornton. As you can see here on the map, the county is Adams County, so it's pretty much this part where, oops, so it's Northglenn. So it's Northglenn, Westminster, Commerce City, Welby, all of that is, excuse me, I'm a little sick with bronchitis, so I apologize. All of that is the city of Thornton. So right here, and parts of this area are city of Thornton. So as I mentioned, I reside in the community of Thornton, Colorado, or have been living in Thornton, Colorado for quite some time, but just recently moved. According to the city of Thornton data, at the end of October, the population of Thornton was an estimate of 133,542 residents, with an additional 695 increase of residents since the previous quarter. So the city of Thornton is growing. Because I've been a resident of Thornton for so long without having to look at any of the demographic data, the majority of the residents of the city of Thornton are of Hispanic background and white background. Now, when I opened up the data information for races in Thornton, Colorado, it actually shows what I believed, which I was accurate, that the largest population is white and Hispanic. So you have Hispanics at 33.2%, whites at 55.8%, then Asians are at 5.7%, African Americans are 1.8%, American Indian 0.5%, or two or more races 2.7%. So again, the majority of the race in Thornton is of white background and Hispanic background. Excuse me, I apologize. In regards to crime for the city of Thornton, I wasn't able to locate anything really current. In the year 2012, the highest amount of crimes that occurred really related to thefts, with thefts coming in at 2,431 and murder came in at 0.8%. So luckily, during the year 2012, there weren't very murders that were reported, according to the city data information. What was a little concerning is the number of rapes that occurred during that time frame. So there was a total of 47.1% of rape that was reported during the year 2012, with 73 sex offenders that were living in the community. So that was a little concerning during that time. It seems pretty high to me. Other crimes like petty theft, robberies, assaults, arson, those did not come in with high numbers. Again, being that a resident of Thornton for so long, Thornton is a pretty safe community. It is growing, it is pretty busy, there's a lot of development going on, but not a lot of high crime in the area. Again, not looking at the data as far as developments and communities, there have been a lot of schools that have been opening up in the area, a lot of schools that have been remodeled, new technology has been putting into place, bigger playgrounds for students. Actually, across the street from where I used to reside, they opened up a campus that started with preschool, kindergarten, and went all the way up to 12th grade. Brand new technology building, brand new music center, brand new field and track. So very nice campus. It's a couple of blocks of just education and campuses. So it's very nice to have that right across the street. As far as religion, being that the city has a number of whites and Hispanics, the city of Thornton has a lot of Christian and Catholic churches in the area. There are a lot of churches on the street that I live on, mainly Christian churches. It's interesting to note that we're talking about population. Another high number is Asians. There was a lot of Asian churches in the area as well. So it's nice to see that the data that has been presented, as well as my experience of living here, you can see there's a lot of Christian churches, a lot of Catholic churches, a lot of Asian churches, which is what the data represented with the population. With that being said, it brings me to discuss the important institutions in the community. As I mentioned, Thornton is growing. There's a lot of formal institutions, such as the new schools that are being built, brand new hospitals that are just popping up all over the place, and they're gorgeous. I mean, huge, brand new hospitals, just gorgeous hospitals. Libraries that are being built and that are being updated. Again, very beautiful libraries. Lots of stuff to do in the community, and a lot of local churches in the area. Again, not too far from where I live, there are a lot of major businesses that are bringing in a lot of jobs. The city of Thornton is growing tremendously, as I mentioned. One of the biggest formal institutions that is being built is the RTD light rail system. So we have a train system that they've been working on for the last few years, and it should be completed in the middle of next year, end of next year. But it is our train system, which it's nice because it's not just in the metro area. It is now going from city of Colorado Springs, which is 2.5 hours from where I live, all the way to city of Fort Collins, which is about another 2 hours north. So it's running from north to south, so that makes it really nice. I don't know if they're going to be expanding east to west, but I think our transportation system here and our bus systems here are very nice, and they provide a lot of being able to commute for people with pretty much throughout the state. So it's very nice and very big formal institution. Again, a lot of jobs that are being built are coming out due to the new light rail system that's being built. And because of the light rail system being built, there's a lot of not churches, but a lot of shopping centers, a lot of little coffee shops, and little outdoor malls that are being built at some of these RTD bus transportation stations. So that's really nice to see. In reference to informal institutions, I think the city of Thornton does a really nice job of having a lot of festivals for the community throughout the year. I think that brings a real community feel and relationships within the community. For instance, in summer there is a festival called the Thornton Fest. It's a community that was built on also a new park. That park was built about several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And basically it's a summer event that brings in vendors, dog shows, car shows, food, carnival rides, a lot of family-oriented activities, and they're related to the theme. So the Thornton Fest is more like a end of the summer celebration, beginning of summer celebration. They have a Harvest Fest, which is done during the fall, the Winter Fest, which is done during Christmas time, and it has a lot of Christmas trees with gifts on them, and gift cards, and little Santa shop houses, and it's just a really nice event that they put together. The 4th of July is another big, huge event that they put together. It's like a huge picnic area, and it has just been growing again tremendously. So a lot of community informal institutions for the city of Denver, the city of Thornton, and a lot of people attend these events, which again brings that relationship community feel. Here is one of the city of Thornton, one of the recreation centers, and actually behind it, which you can't see in this picture, but behind it is the new park that they built. That park is an amazing park, brand new equipment for the kids to play on, beautiful little pond that you can walk around, little dog park. They have actually, it's also like not really an amusement park, but they have boat rides, paddle boats, and they have a carousel for smaller kids. So very beautiful park behind the recreation center there. As far as it being a good community assessment, I've lived here for a very long time, so I would have to say that it is a really good community. Lots of hospitals, schools, libraries, a lot of areas where new homes being developed. It is a good community overall. Like I said, a lot of community involvement. There's programs called iWatch where neighbors pretty much look out for each other. Apps where people can use where you can keep informed of new neighbors that are coming in, or any type of suspicious activity. So, I mean, even just with like technology, our community is still related in one way or another and keeping in touch with each other by just figuring out what's going on in the community. So I think Thornton is a pretty amazing place to live in. Just the events that they have, just the community feel, the relationships, the shops, formal and informal institutions. I mean, overall, it's a great community, and my assessment of it would be to be a very good community. Here's a new highway, not a new highway, but part of the renovations that they did on the highway. So most of the cities now have, the signs once you're entering the city that look something like this. Um, I do miss it. I've been out of that city for a couple of weeks now, and I'm trying to get to know my new place of residence, and completely different feel compared to the city of Thornton. I feel like I'm more in a busier place now, and just more population, so not a whole lot of open space. So I do. I really miss my community, and I have yet to explore my new community. But this is it for my video. Thank you so much.